Who's ready for the magic and wonder of Disneyland? It's gonna be awesome. Let's go. Sunday afternoon here at the Disneyland Resort. It's now my favorite time of the week to come to the parks. I love coming to Disneyland on Sundays. Right now it feels a little bit hectic, but as the day wears on and we get closer and closer to the late afternoons and evening, the crowds thin out, queues get shorter and shorter. The light is wonderful, so I'm really looking forward to spending a few hours here at Disneyland today with you. We're gonna mix a little bit of business with fun and magic and wonder of Disneyland. I'll be going to the park, trying out some rides, doing certain things, checking things out, but I'm also here to do some of the last final recon sessions for Rise of the Resistance, and then I start getting into the number crunching and the analysis of everything that I've learned, and hopefully we'll have that video ready for you guys soon. But for now, let's take a pleasant stroll down Main Street. By the way, that right there is why I love Main Street entertainment on the street here. You don't have to necessarily stop and watch that show, but I just love hearing it. I didn't have to show it to you, but you can hear it, and it adds to the quality of your experience here on Main Street, as does the sound of that bell and the clip-clop of those hooves. And the shoutings of fans of this show yelling fresh baked at me. It's always a lovely time here on Main Street. It literally rejuvenates you. You come in here, you're a little bit empty. The tank is a little empty. It fills you up. That spiritual tank I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm in the mood for right now. It is a complete, there's just Main Street vehicles all over the place, man. Whew. Better get out of the way though. Hi guys. Let's go say hi to Walt. Oh, thank you guys, thank you. This reminds me of a conversation that I saw on Twitter. Just in a passing comment I saw, somebody was complaining about how Disneyland is disorganized and kind of chaotic, and I'm like, have you not been to the hub and understand the creation that Walt did here with the hub, and how you've got portals to all the lands, so you can choose your adventure from here, from the hub, from you choose Frontierland or Adventureland, Tomorrowland, and then Fantasyland. You could just choose your adventure and then go further on in the park and find more adventures, but that was the whole intent. The spoke, the wheel system is the most organized way to present, especially in the old days when that was the limit of things. Obviously the park has expanded and things have kind of reached out, but it's still a very direct route to all the other, to Galaxy's Edge and Toontown. Very direct. Just keep going. That's all you gotta do. I love the hub. And I love our castle. Castle that served as the inspiration, built ahead of everything else to be an inspiration to the rest of the construction crews as they built Disneyland back in 1954 when they started. Still an inspiration to me today. I love looking at this. Oh, they turned the fountains off. Well, that's uninspiring. One demerit for the Disneyland Resort today. They turned off the fountains. I wonder if they're going to keep those things off when the 100th is over. Because, I mean, it's practically over, isn't it? Is anybody, like, coming to the park today, here on this day, October 7th, and saying, I wonder what the 100th anniversary has in store for me today? Who among you? Raise your hands. 100 years of wonder. Let's take this slow.
Too bad. I really wanted it to be.
Busy day here in Fantasyland. It's about, I want to say just a little shy of 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's easy 45 for Peter Pan, but check out Snow White. It's been a minute since I've seen the queue stretch out here like that. A little busy here in Fantasyland. I don't know where I'm going. I think I want to ride the Matterhorn maybe? Why did I just think that? I don't know. Walking around just saying, what the heck am I going to do? I don't want to do any of these dark rides right now. Tea Party, Storybook Land, but Matterhorn sounds fun. We can get a single rider, start the day off with a little bit of thrills and adventure. I mean, we're at Disneyland, right? Oh my. Look at that single rider queue, you guys. Should we do a little science? Let's do some science. I'm down for some science. I've never seen single rider leave the threshold like that before. I've seen it come out here to about where that stroller parking sign is. I've seen that before. Yeah, guys. Hey, how are you guys? Hi. But I've never seen it come. Oh my gosh, it's still going. I think it's time for some science. I need to know how long this takes. There's something you don't see every day. The monorail's going the wrong way. I don't know if you saw it, but it's being towed by one of those, I don't know how to describe this little towing apparatus, but when I got here today, I was trying to wait for the monorail because I needed a ride, but it wasn't showing up, so that explains a lot. Not going particularly well at the moment, I would say. we just turned the corner. We're not even still at the threshold. The queue is still quite lengthy in there, and it's been 13 minutes already. I feel like we'll be lucky if we can get this done in 30 or 40. "33 minutes to get to the mix point. And I think we've got probably another 7 or 10 minutes left in this part. I mean, there's no sure way to determine how long it's supposed to take in single rider, but my guess is the 40 is going to hold. Still quicker than standby, but normally I'm used to a bigger savings with single rider. It's been kind of a slog, but the one good thing about single rider, well, another good thing, is that unlike standby, we do not have to compete with Lightning Lane. There were some Lightning Lane guests, pretty steady flow of Lightning Lane guests coming in as I was waiting in single rider. We don't have to compete with those like standby. Standby has to wait for all those guests. We get to mix in wherever there's a single spot. So another advantage to single rider. Hopefully soon we'll get our bobsled and get the heck out of here. There's our boat. 48 minutes to our boat. 48 minutes. Whew.
And be sure to watch your children.
Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, there we go. Oh! I forgot about that one. Wow, queue's out there. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. I forgot completely that 48 minutes. Just completely forgot it. That was amazing. And even though it hurt, it was still amazing. Now, not only was that 48 minutes worth it because Matterhorn is an amazing ride, but look at this standby queue out here that I gotta look at as I was exiting. And posted 65. You hate to see people forming a queue outside of the normal boundaries of the typical Matterhorn queue, i.e. the switchbacks in there. I mean, that's bad enough when you see those switchbacks back there completely full like that. But now they're out here. You know what I mean? Like, that's bad news. Man, those full switchbacks alone is 30 minutes probably. Hey. But then you've got that, you've got this extended switchback out here, and it continues with a switchback around the backside of the mountain to where the bobsleds descend and make that turn. One of my favorite little spots in the park. This is a very long standby queue, and I feel pity for all these folks. I do, I really do. I mean, 48 minutes was no bargain, but I got it. Oh my gosh, it's going past that. I thought it was ending right here, because that's usually where they end it. But they're going the extra mile. I gotta measure it, man. I got a lot of queues to measure. Look at this. You don't see this often. Wow, wow. Oh my gosh, it goes and goes and goes. Takes me back to the days. Do you guys, how many of you, show of hands, remember when they had two queues for the Matterhorn? One queue, a separate queue for each track. They had the queue over here on the Tomorrowland side, and it would stretch all the way around the back side of the mountain back here. Back when it was standby only. But sometimes it was a little bit of hack. If, you know, it was often the case that people didn't know that there was two queues, and the Fantasyland side was often shorter than the Tomorrowland side. And the Fantasyland side would wrap around the front of the attraction, which we're eventually going to get to. Yeah, right about here is where you normally would find the back of the Fantasyland queue. That was a long time ago, man. That was, oh man, I want to say, I'm pretty sure that was during Fresh Bake's lifetime. Obviously pre-Fast Pass, before it got put on even the Fast Pass system, but because it used to be standby only. I want to say maybe 12 years ago that it was like that. And if you've ever heard me say the term, but it goes quick though. It's a long line, yeah, but it goes quick though. I invented that term for this attraction. The Matterhorn was the first attraction that I ever used that for. Back before this used to be one of the slickest queues in the park because it was 2 tracks. So the lines were shorter because there was 1 track for each, or 1 line for each track. So it felt like you were waiting half as long as you normally would if there was just the 1 track. And so it was like butter, always. But as soon as they put in a fast pass, man, they just obliterated that concept. And it looks like the single rider queue is now about at the corner. So you're looking at now just 35 minutes at that point. Where am I going? I'm going to go this way. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to go this way. So about 35 minutes now for single rider. If it stands, it goes at the same pace as we did. Now, there's no predicting how fast your single rider experience is going to be. It's completely random, totally by luck. Just how lucky you are that the math works in your favor on that day. So it's difficult to say with certainty you should have this, an X expectation. Where I don't know if my 48 minutes today was short or long. I have no idea. But normally, single rider, you're a little luckier than that. Normally, you're a little luckier than 48 minutes. Like I said, man, it was worth it. I absolutely love the Matterhorn. It's my favorite. One of my favorites. Everything here at Disneyland is my favorite. Except for Star Tours. That's not my favorite. And I still haven't seen or heard a monorail go by. I was hoping to ride today because I need to pick up a shot there, but I don't think it's going to happen. It has been quiet. All quiet on the Matterhorn, or on the monorail front, but here comes the Matterhorn vehicle. Oh, can we see it from here? It's always one of my favorite little pieces of fun is when you're on the monorail and you go by and you see bobsleds going by you as you go by. I love that. So many of these members, I've watched them perform their entire careers. For example, the band leader, she's been here since the very first performance, the very first day. There she is. Crazy. Me and that band go back a decade, man. It's been like a decade, for real. That's so wild. I feel like, I don't know any of them per se, but we obviously recognize each other from time to time. We'll say hi or whatever, but I feel like I know them all. It's so wonderful. It's like cast members on Main Street. The Main Street vehicle. I always make friends with the Main Street vehicle drivers for some reason. Maybe it's because I just love them so much. That's probably a good reason. My God. Smell that? How many times have I asked you that? You could smell the Bengal barbecue before you even come around the corner. It's so awesome. Wow. It's pretty intense in here in Adventureland, you guys. Jungle Cruise up there. Crowds are thick. I don't know what time it is. I want to say, let's see, I spent an hour in the Matterhorn. Started at 1, so I'm going to say it's roughly 2:30. Indiana Jones says 85. Well, there's nobody on the top floor, though, of the Jungle Cruise. That's fascinating. It's dense as heck, but there's nobody on the top floor of the Jungle Cruise. And yet, it looks intimidating down here because they've got a switchback out in front of the queue and it's really dense right here and the crowd's kind of picking up the line. This is one of those cases where you gotta, do a little recon on your own to figure out if it's as bad as it looks, because this looks scary. Hey, it's not as scary as it could be. It's posted 30. So that's why when I do my recon, I break it up into sections. And eventually we're gonna do something for everything here, and I'm gonna probably do guidebooks and all that stuff, but there's a time to wait for that, there's a time to wait for that, there's a time to wait for the lower thing, there's a time to wait for that section up there, down here, outside, whatever. And then you got 85 minutes. Let's go take a look. I feel like we're doing a State of Disneyland report, but we're just having fun. But I don't think I want to ride Indy today. But I'm always just so curious. I'm always so curious. It's how I gravitated to doing this kind of stuff at Disneyland, because it fascinates me. Like, what does 85 minutes look like? And is it real? That's real indeed. Hey, how are you? Hi. Certainly, you get your full experience. You're getting every inch of the lower queue, the outdoor queue. You're getting every inch of that. And look at that. You never want to see Lightning Lane guests. They're the ones with their backs against the scrim there of Adventureland Treehouse. You never want to see those guests standing. That's not a good sign that they're standing, because that means there's a lot of them. Wow. But then again, we've got Jungle Cruise right over here.
Keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And parents, watch your children. Because I don't want
They're on the hunt for some lost treasure, but they have no idea that it's right here. If they just looked over here, they'd find it.
We do have a little anything out there that's almost just an answer. All right, 3 seconds. I'll raise my hand. And then we'll wait.
There's Ginger. You guys see Ginger down there? There she is. She snaps. Can you believe I could just look at this? It trips me out. If you want to feel like what you're experiencing on the Jungle Cruise is just for you and your boat. But I love it that I can come up here on the Indiana Jones path and observe this attraction from a different perspective. That's one of my favorite things to do. That's why I like outdoor attractions. That's why I like attractions that aren't built in a box, like Rise of the Resistance or Runaway Railway. Although I like those rides as well, but this type of setup has a different kind of quality, a different sort of benefit, aesthetic that I really, really enjoy. I like being able to watch the attraction happen from a detached perspective like this.
We are coming across the temple of Forbidden Eye, where archaeologists Indiana Jones is currently looking for his treasure. Little does he know I'm right here.
No, over here.
Hey, that's our animated striped tiger. You guys know why he's striped?
Good bit. That's a good bit. Oh, we got an empty boat. She's training. She's doing her spiel for 2 captains. That's awesome. 2 skippers, I should say. That would make me so nervous. That would just be impossible. It's one thing to do it in front of a bunch of strangers, but in front of the people that you work with like that, who are judging you knowingly, like there's no pretext. They are judging you. Oh my God, that would be awful. I couldn't do it. It's probably why when I started doing this show, started filming this, 12 years ago, whatever, that I hardly spoke. The entire time I turned the camera on. It was a virtual acoustic show. I hardly ever spoke, and when I did, it was never in first person like this. It was never, selfie style. It was always through the camera, and I whispered almost. I practically whispered, and I didn't know what I was doing. But it took me years to get comfortable with that. I don't know if they would fire me before I had a chance to get used to doing Jungle Cruise spiels as the skipper. There's just no way I couldn't do it. And if you ever see Indiana Jones up in here, turn around, walk away. Just walk away. Or out here, even worse, like where these guests are, they're ready. They're ready for that today. They've got ropes set up. they're prepared for jumping the lane, jumping the street like that to extend the queue. And it's hot out here today. Got to be high 80s, low 90s maybe. And it's bright, full of sun. There's so much sun today. This is about the time when I normally would get on the Mark Twain. But it may be a while. I'm hearing weird rumors. I mean, this is just people in comments, but they're saying they heard this from cast members. One person referenced a cast member whom I know. So I'm inclined to believe them that the Mark Twain might be down for 5 months. Can you imagine? 5 months. What must they be doing to it? And it's got to be structural. If it's going to take that long, it's got to be structural. There goes the Columbia. Should we go on that? No, I don't want to go on too. No, it's too. I love Tom Sawyer's Island, but it's too hot for the island today. I'm gonna keep it chill if I can. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Gosh, look how wonderful that fountain looks in there. It's somewhere in there. That was the point that I was trying to make in our video about the expansion, the queue expansion, is that this is something that we are met with often when we come to New Orleans Square. Like, what's the point of having that fountain if you're just going to surround it with extended queue anyway? So why not make it official? Why not build something really nice? If you're not gonna, if you're not gonna allow guests to embrace the fountain as it is, it's supposed to be, then let's do something else. Because that's not working for me, to be honest. If I'm a fan of the fountain and I get this all the time, that's not really working. I was gonna head into Galaxy's Edge. I'm like, no, I don't think I want to do that still. But check out New Orleans Square, y'all. Remember that one time when I freaked out about, the widening project that they did here, and how terrified I was it was going to ruin the New Orleans Square experience? It's all right. Look at this queue for Pirates now. There's something you don't see very often. Running all the way down here to the Haunted Mansion. Wow. Last time we did a video like this where I bounced out of the Disneyland Railroad, we bounced into Pirates because the queue was only like 15 minutes. I don't think we'll be bouncing into Pirates today. I mean, there is the Columbia. I was jonesing for the Mark Twain earlier. Look at how beautiful she looks right there. That's really pulling me in. You guys, I don't know if I can resist. Look at that. How am I supposed to resist that? Yeah, we definitely need to be unfurling the spinach sail on the Columbia.
Welcome aboard, crew. This be the captain speaking. Before we make sail, you should know that we have a few rules upon this ship. For a safe voyage, there may be no sitting on the outside rail or placing of young sailors upon them, and the young ones must be watched at all times. The waters be cold and deep, and our crew cannot swim a stroke. So whosoever falls overboard will be staying overboard, and it will be duly noted in the ship's log, lost at sea. Since this is a fine wooden ship, you may not smoke or be starting any on-deck fires. The only fire permitted on board is in the galley, under the watchful eye of the cook.
I care about
Ahoy, shipmates! We're just clearing the busy port of New Orleans and beginning our journey into the great American wilderness. Our vessel for this voyage is the proud sailing ship Columbia, the first American ship to carry the stars and stripes around the world. She's a 10-gun, 3-masted merchant ship. It was back in 1787 that she first set sail from Boston Harbor, going all the way around the Horn and sailing onward to the Pacific Northwest, Hawaii, and China. In the 3 years it took us to make that journey, the Columbia was more than just a ship to us. She was our life and our home.
It's the only thing I think that I haven't done yet since the reopening post-COVID. Ride a canoe. Wild.
Be ready to fire one! Fire one! Now, that should put some fear in them. Looks like we're safe for now, but I ask all crew and passengers to keep a weather eye out. We don't want the Jolly Roger flying above this fine ship. Off the starboard are the last remains of an old
Even
ship
the island's a little busy
rumored to
today.
carry a fortune in pirates'
awesome.
gold. It lies in Smuggler's Cove, a place of dark and dangerous deeds and secret midnight meetings. We'd best be sailing past this cove and back to civilization. All hands on deck. Stand by to go ashore. Yardman aloft, into the foot ropes. Furl the topgallants. Crew, it's been a pleasure serving with you aboard the sailing ship Columbia, the first ship to carry the stars and stripes round the world. You've been a fine crew, and we hope you'll be sailing with us again soon. All hands, prepare to go ashore!
Oh, I want to ride It's a Small World. I completely forgot about It's a Small World. Nope. I wish I did have time for Small World, but I don't. Hey!
Are these tourist boots? I hope so.
I want to go check out the store.
You hear that? You hear the fade down? Fading, the music's fading down. In Frontierland. And then we'll hear the fade up here in a second. That makes me happy. Oh, there's no vehicles going right now. Ours there should be. It's 4:15, unless they got flag retreat. I was like, there's enough time before the next parade. But you got flag retreat. Forgot about that. Okay, I'm just gonna wander. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna take you through some of the shops here on Main Street and this experience right here.
Good afternoon, everyone. In just 15 minutes, the Disneyland Band and the Dapper Bands of Disneyland will be a flag retreat celebration.
There you go. You hear that? We've just been invited to flag retreat. Okay. Oh. Do you think those taste like candy corn? I hope they do. Those don't taste like ghosts, though. Oh my. These are my favorite. I have a lot of favorites, but that's one of them. Another one of my favorites right here. Toffee made right here, right there. I don't think they're making anything out there. Let's go look.
Just admit it.
So it's Saturday?
Nope. No cookie or candy making going on right now. It looks like they're getting ready to do some apples back there, but you guys can't see that. There's a lot of glare in the window. Do you guys remember? Do you have memories of these machines right here? You put a coin in here and you can watch a little movie play out. You crank the wheel and it plays the movie. But they used to have a whole bank of these, like 8 of them. Right down the middle, you would be 4 here and then 4 on the other side. It wasn't that long ago, definitely within the Fresh Baked lifetime. I think most of them were removed post-COVID. This queue always looks scary. The Gibson Girl queue always looks scary, but it actually goes quick though. Get in that standby line, you'll be okay. But do get mobile order though. Anyway, because mobile order is obviously faster, but this moves pretty quickly. Just throwing that out there. Hi guys. Oh, thank you very much, guys. We'll come out.
Hey, good job.
Thank you. Go back in the jewelry shop, Virtuosity, where they used to sell and repair watches. Now it's mostly just regular merch, but they do still have some watches. This whole thing used to be a whole watch thing. Train's running. You guys see it? I see Captain Hook, dwarves, Cruella, a poodle, among other things in that train. Oh, I see Snow White and another dwarf and another dwarf, and I think that's Cinderella. the Prince, yeah, I guess that's Prince Charming. Oh no. Oh look, some of the other things animate. I don't know if that's the only one, but the little rocking horse back there is rocking. Look at how, chef's kiss right there. I would like this to be just in my bedroom. You know what I mean? I want a kid's bedroom from the 20s. Is what I want. Beautiful. And look at that, right on cue. 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone.
There you go.
We proudly invite you to gather in Town Square as together we celebrate America.
I said it was going to be amazing, and I'm not going to lie, I had an amazing time. I love being at Disneyland on Sundays. We got the Matterhorn in there, we got a lovely ride on the Columbia. I really dug that stroll through Main Street shops. It takes me back a little bit, closing out with a little flag retreat ceremony there. I try to catch that as often as I can now. I've been here a couple times at around this time, last few weeks, and I've really come to enjoy that show quite a bit. Good night. I think it's amazing. I think it's great that Disney has maintained that tradition over the years. Now more than ever, now more important than ever, to keep doing that. So thank you for that, and thank you, Fresh Baked, for joining me on this little adventure today, our trip around the Disneyland Resort. I hope you guys enjoyed. Follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on X at Fresh Baked Disney. That's Fresh WE. I'm having a hard time getting that together still. On TikTok at Fresh Baked Disney, and if you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked, where we put up new and separate content from this channel on that channel as well. And thanks, guys. I love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another.